Welcome everyone to our next Cricut design series. I'm going to show you today how to work with heat transfer vinyl to make this fun bag here. We're going to do layers with the HTV so that in essence when we're all done with this project we will only have mostly one layer. Now I have to warn you one thing here. We have major thunderstorms going on in where we live right now. So if you hear some loud bangs or thunder or grumbling, it's probably the thunder or my stomach. So anyhow, you've been warned. So let's do a quick little dissection of the project before we dig in, because when you start building these layered projects, you kind of need to have your vision in place before you create your cut files, or you could end up wasting your expensive HTV. Ask me how I know. All right, so the first thing we have is, this is black marine vinyl. I get this from mypunkembroidery.com. It's the midnight black. I like it a lot. It sews up really nice too. And what's cool about using this black is it actually is going to work as our canvas for our HTV, because it's going to provide us a drop shadow for this text, and I'll show you how to do that too. So we don't need any black HTV because our fabric will work as our background and for the purpose of our drop shadow. Now we also are going to have white HTV for our text and for our picture frame. The HTV has a built-in carrier sheet, so you do cut it on the mirror and then you weight it, and when you pick off the excess carrier sheet, it will be easy to stick in place. So we'll talk about that later on. This floral is also HTV with a transfer sheet as well, and you'll be cutting this on the mirror as well too, and I'll show you why once we get to that step. So when you're all done, if you want, you can make this same project. Now, I understand that not everybody wants to have this text here, so you can certainly just pick your own font, something that's similar, and use your own words to accommodate your liking. But for now, I'm recreating this bag because I know how to do it, and it's fun and funny to me. Maybe not to everybody, but it is to me. So why don't we dig in, and the first thing we're going to do is open up our Cricut file. Okay, so we are in our Cricut design space, and the first thing we're going to do is open the ping file, which is the Karma is a Bee, and I will post the links to all these items, including the HTV, in the description on the video at a later time. But just trust that I'll have links for you. So we're going to go to upload, and we're going to upload an image. We're going to browse to our folder. This is going to be my Karma tutorial folder, and it is Karma is a Bee. We're going to hit open. Okay, so we click on here. It's already got a transparent background. There isn't much for us to do at all except remove these little boomerangs. So we can click simple. And then we're going to hit continue. And we're going to hit continue. We're going to go ahead and hit cut image and upload. And then we're going to click on it once and hit insert image. Now this file is far too big for our needs. So even Cricut over here is complaining about it. That's too big. So all we're going to do right now is we have it selected, and we're going to change the size to, we'll need to turn off the lock here. Let's change the size up here to a width of, let's see, 6.625, 6.625, and then we're going to change the height to 6.744. And hit tab so it can take effect. Okay, that looks good. And next thing is, we don't want these little boomerangs. Now you can erase these using the shapes and punch, but let's just use the contour tool. It's kind of fun, and it's a good way to get used to the Cricut design space. So click on the image, come over here in your bottom right corner and hit the contour button. And we're just going to find, once it comes up, over here on this right-hand side panel, we're just going to find the two boomerangs. So you click it once, click it again. So now we have the two boomerangs selected, and you're going to hit the X button. Boomerang's gone. Looking good. Okay, so now we're going to build or create a circle. So we're going to click on our shapes, circle, move it over here, and we're going to change the dimensions of this circle to 6.25. And it's going to be both the same, so you can leave the lock on for the aspect ratio. 6.25. And you hit the tab key and it'll change it automatically. And there we go. Okay. And click off. Now we want to create a frame that's going to surround this circle. Click off. You could do it several different ways, but again, it's kind of fun to learn how to use some of the tools here. So first, before we get started, let's change the color of this circle to something besides black so we can see it. I'll just pick purple. Pick whatever you like. And now we're going to click the offset tool. It's going to be 0.25 inches. And then you hit apply. It takes a while sometimes for this to render. As soon as the apply button pops up, hopefully it's soon, you hit it. And we're going with the round corner over here too. So, dun, 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 dun. Okay, so we hit apply, it's done, and now we have our border. Go ahead and apply once more. Okay, now when it's worked, it created this black border, which is fine, but we want to punch the circle through the border. So we're just going to select these two objects, like so. Okay, and we're going to hit the slice tool here. And once it does its magic, we're going to move the purple over there, move the black over here. And we're going to keep this black circle. So come over here to the slice result and just turn it off from the layers panel. So it still exists, it's just not on the canvas. Okay? So now we have the making of our circle. So the next thing is let's go ahead and put our circle back in the center of this. You don't want to guess on it, so you're going to select it all, and you're going to hit align and center. That will center it perfectly inside and all around. Our Karma part 1, because there's going to be a part 2. Karma part 1, and hit save. Okay, always save your work as you go. Okay, so now we're going to take our, so now that we have saved our project, we're going to now take this text here and we're going to position it on top of the two circles, or the circle and the frame. Now we can't see the text, so we're going to take it on the right hand side here and in the layers panel and just bring it so that it's on the top. Okay, now we can see it. Now you can adjust it to your liking. I like to have the K and the A overlapping a little bit of the outer ring here, and then I'd like to have the last word, B and the H, be kind of evenly distributed to the left and right. So you can eyeball it. So that looks good. Okay, so we're going to take all of this over here And we're going to, we need to group it. We're just going to make a duplicate of it, okay? So duplicate, wait for it to render. And now we can move it over here. And if you want, we can temporarily group it, I think. So, group. Okay, and now we can hide it temporarily too. Make sure that it's all good. Okay, so we're just going to temporarily hide this group. And we're going to work with this one here. The importance of having the duplicate is because we want to make sure our black text is on the same position as both the purple circle and the black circle, okay? So we are going to turn off the black ring. Need to find it over here. Make sure it's not grouped. And just hit layers. Hopefully that will turn it off. And we're going to select both of these and hit slice. And give it a few seconds to render as always. Okay, and now we can take this apart. Take this over here. Take this over here. All this stuff we don't need anymore. Delete. 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 Okay, so now we have the purple background. That's going to ultimately be our floral background. So now let's open up our other one that we duplicated. So let's hit the, show the button. That wasn't it, was it? So this one. Okay. And this one. Now before I forget, I'm going to, first we're going to ungroup it. And we're going to take this text here. You can see it over here. And we're going to make a duplicate of it. So you can do right click and duplicate. And just bring it down here for the moment. Okay? Just put it over here, get it out of the way. Now, we're going to, this time, we're going to, on this piece, we're going to remove or hide the purple circle, which I think we do it here. Yay! And this time we're going to punch the same letters that are in the same position through the frame. Now we hit slice, wait for it to render. Okay, and now we can pull away the pieces we don't need, which is this, and pull away this, and you'll see we have a nice little frame, and you can get rid of these pieces here. Okay. Come on. Okay. So let's look what we have here. We have our frame with the punched letters from the frame. We have our floral, and we have our, what's going to be our drop text or our drop shadow. Looking good. All right, so let's just make a few changes to our pieces as far as the colors are concerned so that we can have a better visualization of how they're going to look on our project. So we know that our picture frame over here, actually we can start with the karma. We know that this karma is a, you know what, is going to be white. So pick white. And we know that our picture frame is also going to be white. So let's choose white. And then let's assemble our pieces, okay? So I'm going to bring the circle over here. And you want to make sure we're there in the correct layering order. But you can use your over here to put them in the right order. You can tell because they won't be on top of each other, or they will be. So we're going to select these two. And we're going to do align center. so that we know they're perfect. And we can bring them over here a little bit out of the way. And then we have our drops, or our white, which is going to be placed on top of this, and it will pop out because the back is black. So make sure this is on top, and we're just going to position it like so. But it's really hard to see how it's going to look. So we'll do let's do something kind of fun. Let's first of all, just to keep things together, let's group this, okay? Because we know that's a single piece. And we are making a bag that is going to be 12 inches by 8 inches. So just for the fun of it, let's actually draw that shape. So we're going to take a shape out, and you're going to draw a square. And since we know that it's not it's not proportionate, we'll turn off this little aspect ratio and change our size to 12 inches by, hit the tab, and hit 8 inches. Hit the tab, okay? And let's change this to the color of our vinyl, which is black. Okay, so this actually is, in essence, the front of our bag. And we're gonna take this piece here. Actually, we can drag this black piece here to the back, to the bottom. And then cooperate. There we go. And now we can move this piece that's grouped onto the black vinyl, if you will. And now you can get a better feel for how it's going to punch out. And then we take our white text and we're going to position it. And we can see it is not in the right, should be on top of the project. So you want to find your white text over here and bring it to the top. And now you can visualize a little bit better just by moving it, how it's going to look on your project. So that's pretty cool, I think. So you really actually now, at this point in time, you have the pieces you need to make your project. You would turn off this little mock-up here, turn it off. You have basically, we have 3 pieces, and this is grouped, so I'll have to ungroup this. Okay, so we have, this is our floral background piece. Hey, let go of that. Sorry. He's gonna sleep. So this is our floral background piece. This is our white picture frame. And this is our white text. Now, in the next video, I'm going to show you how to put these on the cutting mat, how to mirror them, and but we'll do that in the next video. But I want to continue with this video and show you something kind of fun. I think it's fun. And you'll have a really good visual representation of how your project's going to look beyond what we just did, so that you can create mock-ups for yourself or even for your customer, so that they know exactly what they're getting. So let's go ahead and save your project so you have this good file. So we hit save. And then I want you to, once it's saved, now I want you to do a save as, because we don't want to, we're going to mess with this next part and you don't, you're not going to need it. Okay? So now we're going to go save as. Save as. And call it part 2 or whatever you like. Just so you know, you're not going to actually use this file. It's just so you can learn a new technique. So what we're going to do next, and again, this is only for visualization purpose. You won't actually use this file, but I think you will find this really interesting and it's fun. So what you're going to want to do is take a photograph with your camera of a picture of your floral HTV, which is going to be this purple, okay? So take a picture and email it to yourself and get it to your desktop, all right? So I've done that. I'm going to go ahead and just put this piece over here for now. I don't care that it's aligned. Kind of make some room on the canvas. You could hide these if you wanted to. Okay? So we're going to go upload. And here you're going to, now I already have the image uploaded, so, but you would just go to your desktop. Actually, I want to show you. That's important. I'm going to do it with you. All right. So upload image. You're going to browse to where you have it stored. And it's our tutorial. and it's called Floral HTV. Open. And you're going to say simple. Continue. And then we're going to hit continue. Don't worry about it looking funky. Now, this is the important part. You're going to select print, then cut image. Okay? Now you're going to hit upload. Click on it and hit insert images. And there she is. Okay, now we need this to be a little bit bigger. First, let me show you. You're going to come over here and you're going to show the black circle that you have previously saved. Okay, this is your little black circle. Happens to be the same size as your purple circle. And we're going to just expand this piece, this floral piece, until it's big enough to cover the black here. Now you can move the black. You can move the floral below the black so that it's right, and then move this circle over. And you don't want to distort your floral too much, so just make it only resize it just to what you need. Okay. Now we're going to select these two objects here. We're going to slice, and you're going to have an aha moment. I know what we're doing, Kelly, but it's fun. So wait for it to render. And now we're going to move the black circle out of the way. At this point, you can actually delete it. We don't need it anymore. And we're going to take this off. Don't need that. And we have this pretty circle here. Okay. Now we need to take this one. Let's see, the purple circle, if you will, not the frame. We're going to align these two. Come up higher so they are exactly even. So you select them both and hit align center. And they are both selected already. So now you're going to hit the slice tool. Wait for it to render. And now we are going to move the text that got cut out. Delete. And there's probably a purple box behind it. We don't need that one anymore. So you can delete this one. Remember, this is just for fun. Delete. Okay, now let's go put our 12 by 8 square that we turned off. We didn't delete it. Turn that back on. And let's try to see how our design looks. Okay. So now we have the circle here. We have our frame with the frame around it. So we hit these two and hit align center, so that they are perfectly aligned. And then the fun part is we're going to take our white text and we're going to put it right on top of this. It's not in the layers panel correctly, so just bring that text that you had cut and put it to the top. Drag it to the top. Okay. And now you can see just how you might like your drop shadow to look. The drop shadow is just the black vinyl poking through. And look at that. Now you can really see how your project's going to look on your black vinyl. It looks fabulous. Now since we're here, we can kind of tell that this design actually is a little bit big for the vinyl because we need to have room, at least a good inch or more, maybe a good inch, because we're going to put a zipper up here. And then we don't want this to be, once the project is full of goodies and things, the bag, we don't want it to be bowing. So why don't we just, for kicks and giggles, we're going to turn off this square. We're going to take all of this the way it is. We're going to group it. And we're going to resize it to 5.25, I believe. Let me check. Actually, we're going to resize it to 5.5. So we have the aspect ratio in place, so we just need to change this one to 5.5. Hit the tab button, and it'll automatically, hopefully, change it. at least it should have. And that's it. So now if we put our black back on and we can move this, you can see it fits much nicer. So that is just for fun. You're not going to use this file for anything, but it's a good point of reference. You can really tell what background HTV you use is going to work the best. I actually tried a zebra, which is a black and white stripe, and it didn't show up well at all. Unfortunately, I already cut it, so that was a waste. So going forward, you take a picture of it, and then you can upload it and kind of get a better visual for it. At this point in time, you could take a screenshot of this and crop it and send it to your customer and say, do you like this? And you can practice with different HTVs. So I think that is it for this particular video. In the next one, I'm actually going to show you how to cut it and layer it and fuse it with your household iron. And I think that will be it. So I hope you had fun. You know, I always have fun teaching you everything that I know. So have a great day, and I will talk to you soon.